The Lamborghini Miura is more than just a car, it's a turning point in automotive history, a symbol of rebellion against convention, and a machine that helped define the supercar as we know it today. First unveiled in 1966, the Miura wasn't just ahead of its time, it shattered expectations with its radical mid-engine layout, seductive design, and breathtaking performance. For the first time, a production road car looked and felt like a race car, yet remained street legal and luxurious enough to be parked outside a villa on the Italian coast. Even decades later, the Miura holds a kind of magnetic presence that few modern cars can replicate. The Miura's story begins with a group of young, ambitious engineers at Lamborghini, working after hours and against company policy. Ferruccio Lamborghini initially envisioned his brand as a maker of refined grand touriers, not wild, mid-engine exotics. But engineers like Gianpaolo Dallara and Paolo Stanzani had a different vision. What they created was the P400 prototype posterior 4-liter, a bold experiment with a transversely mounted V12 engine behind the cabin. The concept stunned crowds at the Geneva Motor Show, and with Bertone's Marcello Gandini crafting the bodywork, the Miura evolved into something truly spectacular. The production version retained much of the prototype's daring spirit. The Miura P400 featured a 3.9-liter V12 that produced 350 horsepower, later increased in the P400S and P400SV variants. With a top speed near 170 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time under 6 seconds, it was one of the fastest cars of its era. But it wasn't just about speed. The Miura handled with the agility of a sports racer, with its low center of gravity and precise steering. Driving one wasn't just about performance, it was about emotion, about being connected to the road in a way that few cars ever allow. The design is arguably where the Miura truly breaks away from everything that came before it. Long, flowing lines, pop-up headlights, pronounced rear haunches, and a cockpit that felt more spaceship than car, it was sensual and aggressive all at once. In black, red, gold, or lime green, the Miura became a fashion statement as much as a performance machine. Celebrities like Frank Sinatra, Miles Davis, and Rod Stewart were drawn to its aura, cementing its image as a status symbol and style icon. Inside, the cabin was tight but luxurious. The driver sat low, almost reclined, surrounded by metal toggle switches, leather, and unique gauges. The seating position and visibility may not have been perfect, but it added to the feeling that you were piloting something rare and exotic. Every trip in the Miura felt like an event, whether it was a cruise through town or a sprint through mountain roads. The sounds of the V12, the scent of rich materials, and the occasional quirks of 1960s engineering only added to the drama. What makes the Miura even more fascinating is how it wasn't just a performance marvel, it reshaped the expectations of what a performance car should be. It forced Ferrari, Maserati, and other luxury brands to rethink their strategies. Before the Miura, exotic cars were front-engine, often Spartan. After the Miura, they were flamboyant, daring, and centered around the driver in a whole new way. It didn't just push the envelope, it redefined it entirely. Though production ended in 1973, with only around 750 units ever built, the Miura's influence lives on. Lamborghini models like the Aventador and Centenario carry traces of its DNA. Even the 2006 Miura concept, though never produced, was a love letter to the original's timeless appeal. Collectors today consider the Miura a masterpiece, with pristine examples fetching millions at auctions. But beyond its value, its legacy lies in what it represents: freedom, creativity, and a bit of rebellion. The Lamborghini Miura wasn't just fast. It wasn't just beautiful. It was a revolution on wheels. And while technology has marched forward, the raw passion and artistry behind the Miura remind us why we fall in love with cars in the first place. It set the stage for every supercar that followed, and it still makes hearts race, even at a standstill.